up? It's Legion of Gaming here, and we are back with another episode of our Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough on Insanity difficulty. At the end of the last episode, we were talking to Laura Keene trying to get his garage pass so that we could get out of the port and go investigate Matriarch Benezia. So let's get on back into this one.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Laura Keene?
Are you Laura Keene? I've heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
I need to get to Peak 15.
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Helilx closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
What an intriguing coincidence that is.
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Helilx's actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Helilx would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
I'm interested.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... What is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion? Violence against Mr. Helilx's thugs may be necessary. He has members of Hanshan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
I'll figure something out.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
So you can also come up here to the second level of this hotel bar area, and you can get a
Don't hang up. Elder
piece
brother?
of side
It's me.
content
I'm on Noveria now. I can't talk long.
at this terminal right here. Mistimed that just a little bit. There we go. And let's go ahead and do this to see what this is going to do. So we got ourselves 41 extra experience there. That's why we always are looking to go and hack into anything that we can. So now we need to just go back on over here to the elevator. And then the Synthetic Insights office is to the right corner once you get off of the elevator. And then once we get into the office and take care of this, then we can go ahead and continue on with the rest of things. So just take a right here, and this area is where the Synthetic Insights office is. If you go past right there, that's the garage where we're going to be getting into once we have this pass. But for right now, gotta go get this evidence for Laura Keene.
Freeze! Hanshan security. This office is sealed.
Keene let me in.
Laura Keene gave me a pass in.
Keene? Are you working for him? He's under investigation.
And you're here illegally.
Helilx is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keen. Ananias has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Take cover!
Alright, and one sec. Forgot to level up Liara here. So with Liara, I usually go ahead and just want her to get Singularity as fast as possible, because it's just one of the most useful abilities in the game, as well as being super overpowered in this particular game. Then Stasis, in case there's ever someone who's just absolutely wrecking us. And then of course Overload. And then no, a Sorry Scientist is really useful for Liara because it gets those biotic cooldowns here on an extremely low cooldown. So now she is going to be much more useful for us. With Garrus, still going to keep on pumping up his tactical armor. With us, same thing. Keep on going to the tactical armor, and then the next thing we're going to start putting points into is Infiltrator, so that way we can start decreasing the heat buildup for our sniper rifles and our pistols, as well as further amping the damage for our electronic and tech abilities. So let's get back to this fight we were in. So as you can see, we got about 4 or 5 guys, so we're just going to grab some cover here.
I will destroy you!
We're going to go ahead and throw this guy and use Sabotage.
Yes!
I'm going to go ahead and overload. As you can see, we got sabotaged, so we're going to also go sabotage.
This should slow him down.
There we go. And now we're just going to warp that guy. Bam. Now we should be about to be off of our cooldown here. Yep, sure are. So we're going to go on down in here. I'm going to open this crate up so we can get some more loot. Get this wall locker here. And the rest of these guys, in case you're wondering, are up there on the upper level. So for right now, we're just gonna keep opening things up down here, and we'll go up there and deal with them once we are ready. Got another side assignment there. You can see not really anything else to get over here. So now they are coming after us. So just take your time. Not using our sniper rifle right there just because that guy was pretty close to us. Gonna be a same situation here, so we'll get the pistol back on out. Go ahead and use a warp. Then you can just use Singularity there, and it's just gonna grab and ragdoll anybody. So even if you didn't want to go and keep shooting, the fall damage probably would have killed her. Let's go ahead and pick this open as well. So as you can see, a lot of this is just easy decryption. It's not like you need to be fully maxed out. Like I said, I just prioritize it personally because I enjoy being able to get into everything by myself with just my character in case somebody's down in combat or anything like that. The only ones that you will actually need to have your decryption or your electronics maxed out for is things that say hard. Anything that has advanced on it, like this safe did, is just the advanced, which is just the second level, which as you can see, really it doesn't take that much. If you want, you can get by with just doing 5 points here, and you should be good to go for most things, but if you just max it out, I'd just rather have that and not have to worry about it, and I'd just get all those points in and done with it. Now, as you see here, we have even more people coming in.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
You have me at a disadvantage, miss.
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect?
No.
I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Annaleus would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
They didn't give me a choice.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Well, I don't need a gun to rip you to pieces.
And so then we're going to do overload, hit that with singularity, and then also hit with some sabotage. So as you can see, that's just absolutely broken, right? Because now we just took out just about everybody. I mean, to move out of the way of this thing real quick. Because that would have hurt.
You must die!
Got her. So as you can see, if you kind of just, even on the higher difficulties, just take your time with things and just play around your own cooldowns there, should be pretty much good to go. Now, like I was saying before, you really want to be careful about snipers and rockets on the higher difficulties, because they will legitimately one-shot you and there is no way to stop it. The only thing you can do is sometimes if you just go in and out of crouch like this, you can make them miss, but is not like a 100% guaranteed thing. So there we go, got her.
Perimeter clear.
Make sure there's no other containers there that we can get into. And let's go ahead and see if we got anything good here. Got some more chem rounds. Let's make sure we got the chem rounds maxed out for me. Yes, we do. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and have Liara get some chem rounds here too. We'll give Garrus some hammerhead rounds. Then, let's look at this medium armor. So if you look at this, it's a little bit more damage protection and about 20 more shields, so I kind of just look at what I'm trading off in terms of damage protection and shields. So I'd rather have a little bit more balance here. Go ahead and put armor plating on there instead of that, because I don't care too much about the cooldowns. We'll give the cooldowns to Liara. And we'll give Garrus the toxin resistance. But alright. So now we are just going to go on back to Lorik Keen. Going back to the elevator because we got the evidence that he needs. And like I said, if you want to skip all of this, you can. And you can just smuggle in the package
Commander,
for that
there have been
merchant I
reports
showed
of
you.
noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
Must be Annaleus' thugs.
It's probably Annaleus' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
And then something else you can actually do that is a little interesting is you can go, and as soon as Gianna tells you that she's with Internal Affairs, you can actually go tell Analeus about it. And then I believe he will give you the pass, or the I do know that he will call her into the office and they end up shooting each other, and then maybe you get the pass off of them afterwards. But that's just another little interesting way. There's so many different ways you can get the pass in this section of the game. But like I said, this is just kind of the way that I've always done it. And
Excuse
then you
me,
come on in
I
here,
need a moment of your time.
talk to Parasini.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Why are you here?
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The executive board knows about Analeus' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
So if you want, you can investigate, and you can ask, you know, what her job is, why she can't do it herself, and corruption, since there's a lot of corruption that goes on here. But basically she's just going to tell you, you know, well, it's not like she can just, he has everything nice and laid out. He's very smart and he's hidden everything very well. That's why she hasn't found anything in the first 6 months. Whereas if you get Keen to testify like she's asking you to, it gives her everything that she needs. So we're just going to go ahead and say, I need Keen's pass.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Analeus is dirty. It might be best to help her.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
Now you can go with the pay me route, and I believe there's a speech check, but if you just say I'll help you, it's usually the way that I go with it, because I usually go this route anyways, so I don't care about getting paid, because eventually you're going to make so much off of your loot that money's kind of going to become irrelevant.
Alright, I'll talk to Keen and see if I can convince him.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Alright, now I do want to check and see something real quick before we're going to make a quick save. So there used to be an exploit where you could talk to this guy and repeat his speech check over and over again while convincing him to testify to max out your Paragon.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
If you go and just say it's done, he will just give you the pass, and then Gianna will be upset with you because you didn't get her to testify. But you can go ahead and do this.
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Analeus.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it? I have no interest in a public spectacle.
And you can say, you'd be a hero.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Analeus' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Analeus. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well, I will testify.
So you see, that gives you
Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact.
Paragon. So if you just go and...
I will wait here. I have not been contacted regarding our arrangement yet. Are things in hand?
So yes, it looks like they did go and fix it.
I should let you go.
Let me go.
But so anyways, you used to
The humans
just go
consider
and
conversation a form of imprisonment?
and just
That would explain why so few are willing to sit and talk.
over and over again, and it would just bump up your Paragon or your Renegade score, whichever one you want to buy. Looks like they finally went and fixed it. And so then now you're just going to go back to Analeus' office, which you know is just straight across over here. We will stop by the merchant real quick and sell a little bit more of our stuff. And let's see. We've got about 50,000, but we need much more than that to be getting the top tier weapons and some of the upgrades that we're gonna need. That's kind of why we're just doing these missions.
This one offers greeting. Of course. This one apologizes.
So these also are not any of the upgrades we're looking to get. The upgrades
This one
we're
off.
looking for
Of course.
is just upgraded armors, as well as just having the first aid interface. So you see here, they have the heat sink as well. There is a upgrade later on down the line that will give you heat absorption and weapon stability, and that's my favorite one besides just having the recoil dampener. It's called the kinetic stabilizer, but we won't get that till much later on into the game. So we're going to, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just sell that. And as you can see, these upgrades are starting to be worth more and more money. As we continue to go on and as we continue to level up, we'll be getting higher and higher tier equipment. So hopefully by the end of this mission, we'll have a fair bit of stuff to sell, and we can start really getting some upgrades in.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
I convinced Keen.
It took some persuasion, but Keene has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
I thought you'd be happier.
Doesn't this help you? You don't seem particularly happy.
I'm ecstatic, but right now, I just feel like a long day of work is ending. While you were working on Keene, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest!
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
So now we have our garage pass, and I'm sure you heard we got another level up during that conversation. So, like I said, now that we have our armor all maxed out, next thing I'm going to do is start pumping points into Infiltrator. Now, I am going to put 1 point in Singularity, that way we have double Singularity whenever we need it. I'm going to go ahead and put one more into... We'll go ahead and get Liara Advanced Overload, actually. So that way we can take her on out. And then as far as Garrus goes, get him his last point there. Then we're going to put 1 point in Dampening for Garrus so that he can go and disable any biotics in case we come across any biotics. And then we're going to start leveling him up with his assault training so that way he is dealing more weapons damage. Because with his accuracy and damage with assault rifles and sniper rifles, that can be helpful, but you're going to get more boosts from this, and you're going to be able to get him to have all of his abilities back instantly with Adrenaline Burst when you get him to that. So to me, just a little bit easier to do it that way. And you have all weapon damage being amplified as opposed to just assault rifles. So I'm gonna get on over here. It's the same spot like I was talking about earlier where you were going to the Synthetics Insight office. You're just gonna walk past it and go a little bit further up. So you can talk to that guy and he'll kind of just give you information and give you suggestions for how you can get a pass if you're ever just curious and trying to flesh things out more, but really don't have to talk to him once you've played through it once or if you watched this video.
Access to the garage is restricted.
And if you don't have the pass, then you really just have to say goodbye. In this conversation, you won't have the I have a pass option.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Helilx Valley.
And let's go ahead and get on over to our Mako. So let's grab
See,
some
these are what the
cover.
Matriarch had in the crates.
So we are just gonna wait here. Dodge out on that. And so we are going to go ahead and do overload on them. We're going to do singularity on him. So that way he is gone. We're going to do overload here, throw there.
Soft kill deployed.
Then I need to go ahead and do singularity again, actually. And we're gonna do this. A little bit too much going on there. With our overload not going off where I wanted it to, that kind of messed us up, so we had to go and redo all of those things, but we got it this time, don't worry guys.
I'd say these are what the Matriarch had in the crates.
So we'll go ahead and cast singularity on him.
Shields down.
We're going to sabotage him. Use warp. Then singularity. Swap on over to our pistol. Then I'm gonna do our overload right here, which this is why we prioritized that overload so heavily there.
Bring it on.
And I'm just gonna use Unity. And now all we have to deal with is these guys. Which we'll just go ahead and put one of them in. That didn't work out like I planned it. So we'll do throw and overload. And so that just gets him off balance. And so then there you can just do sabotage. Sabotage.
What are these things? Fan out and secure the area. No one gets in or out.
So now we'll go ahead and hit Metagel, because as you can see, everyone got poisoned in the squad. And once you start hitting these tier 4 and above upgrades, that's really where the value for selling things starts to take off. So that is a good sign for when we come back here after we finish this mission.
What did you do here, Commander?
I defended myself.
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
If I were to guess, the Matriarch packed them in the shipping container she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia Sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
How many more?
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
Always worrying about those investors, right guys? So, over here we got the Mako. Now you have to do, so just like with Liar's mission, you gotta do a little bit of drive and a little bit of Mako stuff here. Because if you go out here without the Mako, believe you take cold damage, or maybe that's the level 2 hazards. Let's see. Yeah, so you see that little bar filling up in the bottom right? If it ever fills all the way up, then you just instantly get a critical mission failure and die. But it's not too difficult. You can just do what I was showing you on Liara's mission, where you can kind of just follow missile trails for some of the turrets, because there will be turrets on the way here, as well as some other random geth. See the big marks there on the map will show you, hey, there is something coming up. And there will be crates like this where you can get out and open them up for some loot. So we got a new Omni tool there, as well as a shotgun, so we'll look at that real quick. So since all of our abilities, basically aside from the Singularity Architect base, I am going to go ahead and put this on, even though it takes away from the other two. I would much rather be able to just keep using my tech abilities, since that's the vast majority of what we've got. Now something else you can do is do that, and then they shoot over, and then you can just keep poking your head up like that, and then you just get your experience that way. And now all you have to worry about is just the Geth troopers, which are much easier to eliminate, because you can basically just get them all with that one little shot there. Now something else to be mindful of is there are a few missions where there will be snipers as well. Snipers, just like with when you are not in the Mako, will just continually be tearing right through you if you just sit there taking their shots over and over again. There it is. We are good to go now. Now you see there's an upgrade kit right here in the middle, but if you don't pass over it with your crosshair, then it's not even going to let you know it's there. So it's about halfway through here. Now these polonium rounds are actually upgraded chemical rounds, so when you get those, you can swap those on out. So you see the chem rounds are 40% toxic damage, 7 damage per second for 5 seconds. The polonium, as you can see, is the same amount of toxic, but you do get it a little bit more. So the chem rounds are actually better in this instance. So we'll actually pass those off to Garrus, so that way Garrus can have poison instead of that. And then we'll give him the heat sink. Oh, we got another upgrade kit. So we will be waiting for those upgrades to come in even higher tier, and then we'll be able to start dealing even more damage. So again, you can just be right here, and you can see where they're gonna be at. It's all over there. So you just go right here. And so you see, he just hit that, and you're good to go. Now the other guys will be about this spot, so you can either choose to run up over there on them and hit them and then shoot them, or you can just kind of swing it wide like this, and then bam, like so. And once again, got a few containers here that you can go ahead and loot. Bam. So that is probably an upgrade for Garrus's armor, and this should be a much better sniper rifle for us, I believe. Bam. And then this Predator armor is basically the best in the game if you can get higher levels of it. So we have two good armors for our buddy Garrus here. So that right there is what he currently has. Watch this. 150 shields, 26 tech and biotic, and 18% damage protection. So definitely want to get him on that. And then we'll just keep him on the toxic seals. Then for us, you'll actually notice that Liara can also wear the light human armor. So what we will do is we will take this better one, transfer our upgrades over, and then we'll give Liara our old armor here. So everybody gets an upgrade. And then as I was saying, this sniper rifle, way better than the one that we currently have. And we can actually go ahead and do the striker instead if we want to, for some extra damage and some extra accuracy. And then we'll go ahead and give Garrus this one. And let's get on back on the road. Now be careful, because if you do go off the cliff for some reason, like you accidentally jump when you didn't mean to, it will again be a critical mission failure, but don't really have to worry about it. If you're worried about it, just don't use the speed boost like I am and just drive normally. So right there you can see we had some more guys coming. So see, if you're too close to the edge there and you press that, it will send you right over the cliff. Just again be kind of looking around, making sure that you're not missing any upgrades, because if you just go like this, then you'll be good to go. Then watch right here. Again, you can kind of just cheat the system by using your minimap and take stuff out from around the corner. Then there should be this right here. So that is in case you used some metagel in that last fight before we came out here in the hangar. That will go ahead and top you off before you go into this next part of the mission, because the Peak 15 area is extremely lengthy. So right here you think that you're good, right? Wrong. There's actually like 4 or 5 different missile batteries over here, so once you start seeing them, bam. And so now we're good to go there. And so now that you know kind of what to look for, you can look over here and see that there's one right here, I believe. Yep. And there should be one more over there about the same area as that one. But I digress. It has been a minute since your boy played through this, so we're just gonna wait until we get a little bit closer. Oh, okay, so it was just the one over there. And there will be one more around this next little bend, because we are almost to the Peak 15 research facility. So again, same deal as before, where you can just work it on around the corner. And so you notice I wasn't trying to move forward or anything because I didn't want to go over that cliff there. Now all of these red guys are on the inside of the facility.
Securing point.
So we are going to do ourselves a favor and save it again. Just because if you do not, as you can see there in the load, there is not an autosave. So if you die right here, you will go all the way back to the garage and have to go back and redo all of that again. So just trying to save you guys a little bit of time. So right here, this is going to be a nice big open hangar. So we are going to switch over to the sniper rifle. Going to make sure that Liara is all good, Garrus is all good, and we're just going to post up right here. So as you can see, that Krogan there was glowing. So we already got him done. We're going to use Overload on the Juggernaut there. And I'm going to use Sabotage. Ooh, I really hope that we don't die right here. Oh. Go ahead and hit the V. Hit the shield boost. Hit him with Sabotage again. And warp.
Shields disabled.
We're just gonna stasis that because I ain't got the time to be messing around with him right now. We're gonna use Unity to get Garrus back up. Now, as you can see, the larger the enemies, the shorter that stasis is actually going to work on them.
And stay down.
And now we are good. Hit us with that Metagel again to get us topped back off. There's one of the Krogan we were talking about before. We got someone else over here on our left, but they're not really coming at us right now. So you see here, right here. And as you can see, we are getting quite a bit of money and experience from each of these kills. So that is what it looks like when they have their immunity on. So if you just keep sitting here going for headshots, they will go down. Bam, just like that. And then, you know, we just have this one other guy right here. Usually once there's only one of them left, they will kind of start walking up like that. And then they will start to charge. Go ahead and just use your warp and your dampening so that way they can't have any of their abilities on. And then go ahead and sabotage.
Look out!
Step on out the way so that way he stops. Use your throw. And he's down.
User alert. All Peak 15 facilities have suffered a great deal of damage. Biohazard materials present throughout facility. Virtual intelligence
just, you know,
user
kinda give it
interface
a quick
offline.
once over. There should
We need to get the reactors back online.
That we can pick into over here, but we do have this right here. So there you go. I believe the stiletto should be an upgrade as well. So let's get that. So the stiletto, as you can see, it does a whole heck of a lot of damage for not too much of an accuracy trade-off, and that heat sink capacity is absolutely gorgeous, so we'll be taking that. Let's go ahead and... So nothing there, nothing for us there. So the smash damage and the physical threshold is for, as it's specifying here, or you being able to be protected if someone is trying to lift or throw you. What we are actually going to do is swap over to the kinetic buffer until we get that medical exoskeleton, which should pop into our inventory at any point now here, because we're getting about to the point where we should be getting it, and once that happens, we'll be passively regenerating health at all times almost.
Why are the turrets facing the wrong way?
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
So again, just gonna get on into these containers. There we go. Bam! Not even close. Now, down here, we'll go and actually take you into the research facility itself. And so we'll just get on through this last little battle right here. Go ahead and do overload and sabotage, dodge that. As you can see there, as your damage begins to go up, you can go and actually knock people over just from your shots themselves, and you will not need to use biotics. Or you can also just have that hammerhead rounds there to amplify your weapon force, if you want to just keep going that route, as well as shotguns usually have a pretty good chance of knocking people down. Got a cutscene here. Wonder what the heck that sound is.
Animals, wind. This place is in bad shape.
Ruh-roh, Scooby-Doo. So you actually want to swap real quick to your pistol if you are playing on Infiltrator, so that you can get those guys. They will blow up and make you take toxic damage, and you will not be able to regenerate your health. With these, they said it was Arachni worker was the tiny ones. I wonder what the big ones here are. So Arachni soldiers, they have a projectile they can shoot at you. If they hit you, it takes you to usually about half health, and then you start taking the toxin damage. So if you do not have a medical interface, you're not going to regenerate any health, so you're going to be reliant on your metagel to keep healing you up. And that bypasses all of your shields if they hit you with that projectile. Then if they get into melee with you, they will kill you extremely fast, so you really want to watch your spacing here. But that is also why we did this.
What were those things?
Nice and easy.
Xenobiology is not my field. Maybe someone in the labs knows.
So that's that projectile I'm talking about. It's pretty easy to dodge, but if you don't know it's coming and it's your first time, it can catch you a little bit off guard.
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
So we got some more side quests going on there. And basically each time you walk into one of these rooms, or every time you walk out of it, one of the Arachni is going to come out of one of the vents. So again, just being mindful of that, because if they get you by surprise, it's not going to be pretty. This Tsunami is a pretty good assault rifle, so it would be great for our buddy Garrus. So you can either do the Raptor or the Tsunami there. As you can see, both of them have pretty high damage. I'm going to give him the Raptor though, and transfer his upgrades on over. Then that's going to be all we do for right now. I did forget about putting some points into Shepherd here, so we can do a few things here, guys. we can either do dampening to go and take down the biotic abilities, but since we're not really fighting anybody who's got biotics right now, I'm not necessarily concerned, so we are going to hold off on that. What I think we're going to do is go ahead and put some points into Infiltrator here to again help with our tech damage, and then go ahead and be doing our Spectre training after that. Actually, not. I'll go ahead and just use the 1 point there because it is just 1 free point. And then from here on out, we're going to be leveling up our Spectre training so that way we can just increase that max accuracy and make ourselves more accurate. For Liara here, let's go on ahead and get her advanced barrier so her shields can be a little bit better. And then we are also going to go ahead and keep putting some points into warp. Warp just is a dot, it's a damage over time. Then for Garrus, like I was saying, you see how we get weapons damage and melee damage, whereas this is just with the assault rifle and sniper rifles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And so then go ahead and open this container on up. So you do not even have to touch that. You can come right on out here.
Over there!
And oh look, there it is. So go ahead and do your singularity so that way you can't touch you. So you see how much that just chunked Liara down? It completely bypasses your shields and everything.
All targets down.
So now we just go
patching you up.
First aider, get that, and we got it right back. Alright, and we're just gonna go ahead and take this elevator on down. And like I said, this is where we are going to be ending the episode for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.